Hello, happy Saturday. It's Double Down Day. I love it. I'm so excited to be live with everybody. How's it going? Oh my gosh, such a good morning already. Kay, I did not make it to your sprints because that's too early for me. However, I was hanging out in Mel's sprints and it was so fun to see them and everybody here. Welcome, welcome. Jen is up next. So there's a link to her channel, I think, below me, but we are sprinting all day. So let me know what you're going to be working on. I have my writing notebook and I'm going to be working on edits today, which feels a little bit exciting and a little bit nervous. It is early, but we love you and we appreciate you. I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, so just in case anybody is popping in and you see that we're live, but you don't know what Double Down Day is just something that we do in the Heart Breathings writing community with all day sprints. And the idea behind it was, a lot of groups were doing 10K days, but 10K isn't really achievable or sustainable for a lot of authors. And so we decided to do Double Down Day, which is just stretch yourself to try to do double your normal word count. So if you normally get 500 words a day, stretch to get 1,000, me and math. If you normally do 5,000 words a day, see if you can get 10. But really, there's nobody grading you. It's really just a day of us getting together as a community and hanging out. So we have sprints going all the way through till maybe 11 p.m. Eastern tonight. Also, I didn't put it in the comments, but it is in yesterday's email. If you want to host sprints as part of the Heart Breathings writing community on your own YouTube channel, then the application is in yesterday's email. If you are not on my newsletter, what are you doing? Join the newsletter. There's so many good resources on there. But if you're not there, you can email me, sarah@heartbreathings.com, or you can tag me in the Facebook group and I will get you an application. You don't have to have a big channel. You don't even have to have a channel yet, but you have to be willing to make a channel and go live. But we will help guide you through it. I have no idea how many people will apply. So if it's like 100, it's going to take some time to get to everybody. But if it's like 10, then awesome. We'll get you guys onboarded and, started for the new year. Also, just a quick shout out to all the Heart Breathings writing community admins, the hosts. Like, we have such a great group. And so if you go to the Google Calendar link in the description, please tell me it's there. I hope it's there. I was trying to manage so much this weekend. But we have such a great group, and there are sprints like this that go on every single day of the week, pretty much all throughout the year. And I am eternally grateful for our group of hosts, because we would not have this amazing community because I couldn't do it all myself. And I just thank you, Rana. It's there. My past Sarah brain was working with me yesterday. But writing sprints are essentially this idea of Pomodoro, where you set a timer for a specific period of time, and then you say, no distractions, no phone, no interruptions. I'm just going to work on whatever this task is for the next 25 minutes. Some people will do 40 minutes. Some people will do an hour. We're going to just do 25-minute sprints here this whole time, which is what I think most of our hosts do now. If 25 minutes doesn't work for you, feel free to just set your own timer and come back to the chat whenever you are ready to go. So yay. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. Hello, everybody. Trying to glue my words down here. Let's get them. Let's do it. All right. Oh, I tagged you in a post. Yes, I will go take a look. Okay, let's do some writing. What are you working on? I am working on edits for my most recent novel, A Mirror of Shadows, which is the first book in my series, The Shadow Games. It is my 31st book. Hey, Denise. And I am hoping to get it edited and out in the month of January and start writing book 2. So I'm a little nervous, a little excited. It's going to be fun. Cozy monster romance. Been moving the living room around for Christmas. Oh my gosh, that sounds really fun. Sina says, my task for today is not writing, but decluttering and organizing my office, which is also such a great idea for sprints time, because that focus, like body doubling, having the group here with you, can be super motivating and helpful. So let's get it done. Oh no, your water froze. I would be over winter already too. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that definitely takes priority. We are thinking of you. Writing a romantasy, first book in a trilogy. I love that. Good job. I'm reading a lot of romantasy lately. Paranormal romance called My Angel. I've been writing all morning. My hand is cramping, but I'm on a roll. Get it, Gwen. I know you can do it. Um, Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. Yesterday, a woman came in the store to buy a planner saying the crazy planner lady inspired. Are you serious? Are you for real right now? Because that is so hilarious. I did see a couple people in the comments of yesterday's planner lineup video saying, oh man, I didn't want to use a planner this year, but now I'm going to go buy one. So I love it. That is hilarious. Hey, Soul, so good to see you. Editing my 2026 planner lineup video. I definitely want to see that when it's up. So this is Jen. Jen will be on after me. I'm working on the third book. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Necromancers versus Witches. Which year was your debut? My debut, Beautiful Demons, came out in 2010, so 15 years ago. I've been at this for a bit. It's always so funny because sometimes people will say, oh, I've been around in the indie world for a really long time. I started in 2019, and I'm like, listen, guys, I'm old school over here. 2010. She was one of them. I just love that, Carla. That is so funny. All right, you guys. Oh, Renee is here. Get some wrapping done. I have my bow earrings on today. It's like little wrapping papers. Um, that I oh my gosh, I do, Jesse. I need a crazy planner lady tee. Right now I'm wearing my Reading with My Nomies shirt, which is from Piper and Ivy. We're all a little crazy and I love it. I love it. All right, you guys, let's get some writing in. So we have a hopefully I can manage myself this morning. We have a timer up for 25 minutes and we're going to do 25 and then a 5-minute break. We'll do at least 3 sprints because I have a feeling we'll talk a little bit more. So plan on at least 3. We might get a 4th in that's a little bit shorter, but I want to give you a little bit of break before Jen starts. So if you are new to writing sprints, I am going to mute my microphone. There will be no music playing, but you are free to play your own music if you would like, and then just keep an eye on the timer and we'll be back in 25 minutes. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's spend this time on ourselves and have a good writing session. Okay, 25 minutes. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm always so bad at this. All right, 25 minutes has begun. I will see you when the timer goes off. All right, we did it. First sprint is done, and I set up a little, better. If you guys have been on my live streams before, I'm always a hot mess, but I did actually set up scenes for myself today. It's not the best, but it's cute. If you're curious, this Flocus app is so good if you like just having a web browser and have it being able to like see your timer, but also like connect it to Spotify, and you can set up inside Flocus all the different tasks you want to do. So if you're using HB90 and you have task blocks for the day, you can track them. If you see the heart at the top where it says double down day sprints. So sometimes what I will do is I will take my visual little cauldrons here, and I will say, okay, I'm trying to do 7 sprints of work. And so I'll put 7 in here, and every time the timer goes off, I put it in the done. And then I see if, just as a way to track whether I'm estimating my time correctly, I will see if the amount of work I put on my plate for that 25 minutes was able to get done or not. And then if I finish everything in that 7 sprints, then I know I did a good job estimating. So if you struggle with time estimating, that might be a good way to do it. I am so sorry that I scared you. I feel like there's no way around it. I could just be like, okay, we are soon to be starting again. We could have an ASMR moment and just like, sprints will be ending in a moment. Maybe that'll help. 401, 126. Good job. I was working on setting up a Kanban board. Lady, woo woo, let's do it. Okay, perfect timing. Just finished editing my clip. 696 words. Sarah, do you think that's going to go up today? Because if it is, I know what I'm watching later. 696. Good job. 555. Ooh, little triple digit number. 495. Hey, Inka, how are you? Cassie added a new mini scene in my edits. I went through 3 chapters of comments for my editor. Very productive. That is so, so good. Yay, good job. I revised my premise, situation, characters, character objectives. So now I can make sure that what I have so far matches. So I went searching for my Save the Cat Writes a Novel. And I dropped my pen, Aria. I was like, oops. Save the Cat Writes a Novel, and I'm going through on index cards that are big like this, and I'm just writing out my episodes into Save the Cat to see kind of if I'm on track with word counts. And I know I need to add some scenes, so I'm trying to get that going. Oh no, why are you slightly out of focus on my TV but in focus on my phone? Do you have a huge TV? Because I am streaming at 750 instead of 1080p because my internet is not great when it's live streaming and the kids are on screens. So that's probably why. 488. Hey, Jeremy, it's so good to see you. Yeah, I dropped my pen. I'm sorry. I kind of like the whisper. I know I should unmute at like 10 seconds and be like, this is your warning. Half a page. Good job. Oh, I'm in focus now. Okay. Well, it's probably my internet. It's terrible. And there was something happened. We had a really bad storm, knocked more shingles off our roof. Thank you, storms in Texas. The wind here is so bad. And we're on satellite internet, and it's shifted the satellite. So we had to contact the company. They're like, we're aware of it. We're trying to make changes. And I think it's better, but it's, they're building so many houses around us as Dallas sort of grows in this direction. So my one hope with all this extra traffic is that we will get better internet. Currently not working on my project, but I'm having a bath. Yay, I love that. Listen, baths can be productive. Just that rest time, that time to just relax and everything else. Everything gathered for next weekend. Instead of foam board, can I do a wall post-it? Absolutely. You can do literally anything. And I'm going to give you templates as well for Notion and for Google Sheets that might be helpful. I have mine on foam board, but I also have them on clips on the wall. So anything that you can make it visual is fine. Sorry, I'm not going to get to everybody's comments, but that's okay. If you're wondering what next weekend is, so tomorrow we have Plan Your Writing Year, by the way. So if you want to come hang out with us, we'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then next weekend, I'm going to have to pause this because I'm talking too much. Next weekend, we have Your Path Forward, which is what Plan Positives is talking about. So, in Your Path Forward, we kind of set up dominoes like between where you are now and where you want to be. We're going to line up all your projects that you need to get done, all the series you want to write, the marketing you want to do, the cons you want to go to, like all of those things, whether you're a writer or not. So, um, getting everything ready to go. So good. It's Rodney working on my 2026 goal planning on this cold wintry evening in London. So our wintry scene is perfect for you, although not a city scene. I'm glad you're here. Okay, you guys, I know that I'm not going to get to everybody. Jen says, got my desk reset, cup of tea, found my holiday candles. Oh my gosh. If you guys were watching the Rough Draft Diaries, we took out all of our Christmas decorations, and that is as far as we've gotten. We're going to finish the tree today. Thank you, Jenna. I love you. I'm excited for tomorrow too. It's going to be great. Printing HB90A5 for next week. Let's get to planning. It's going to be so good. That's why I didn't understand the foam board. Looking forward to Your Path Forward. It sounds interesting already. Yeah, I use the foam board so that it's easy to, like, having a let's say 5-year plan on the wall is a lot of stuff to have on the wall. So foam board is something, or like one of those trifold boards you can put away in a closet, but you can still bring them out. But you don't have to do that if you don't want. It's just if you're like extra like me. Oh, it's going to be so fun. All right, you guys, we are moving into our second sprint. So we have 25 minutes on the clock. So as soon as these last 2 seconds count down when I restart the timer, we'll have 25 more minutes. You guys are doing great. I hope you're having a good time. And just remember, whatever you get done is good enough. And don't compare yourself to other people in the comments. But for those of you, I saw somebody say, like, how do you write so many words? For those of you that do write fast, if you want to put some of your tips of how that works, but just remember, every writer is your own unique process. And some people yeah, I've got the timer. I've got it paused. Mel. Everybody that works like really fast tends to have some part of the process that slows them down. It's either characters or it's editing or something else. So while you might be consistent and slower, maybe you do the edits faster or you come up with the plot faster. So just trust your own process. Try not to compare yourself to anyone else, but listen to any advice people have if they're doing something you want to do, because maybe if you try it on, that will work for you. That's my advice. All right, we're going to unpause. I will stop talking. Okay, last 2 seconds, and we have 25 minutes on the timer. Here we go. I'll see you in 25. Okay, we'll start out as a whisper. How did you do? How did it go, everybody? Oh my gosh, discussion about fear in the comments. Truthfully, fear is going to show up anytime you do something out of your comfort zone, anytime you do something that matters in the world, anytime you put yourself out there, fear is going to show up. And it is really, really a daily sort of slaying the dragon kind of thing to say, okay, despite my fear, I'm going to keep going. And, we can find the inspiration and the motivation some days and not other days. And sometimes we can find it to do the writing, but not to do the publishing or the finishing. So to me, overcoming our fear and finding, really finding communities like this, knowing that other people understand what you're going through can be one of the most valuable things that you can do. So we've got this. Oh, I love you too. I love you all. I'm in a book club, and on Tuesday we have to put our list of suggestions for next year. And so I'm going through my own books first to look for suggestions. Oh, can't wait to see what you suggest. 663. My brain dump in the last two sessions in 1660. Not sure what the breakdown between the two is since I wasn't paying attention, and it doesn't matter really. That is amazing. I feel like brain dumps are so good. I'm kind of doing the same thing, but going through. And in order to write a book that I was reading live, I wanted to hook everybody in that first episode. So we basically that first episode does a lot of work. But now I'm going to go back and expand the beginning more. So I'm writing out what those scenes are going to be. Playing in Canva while working on my presentation for archetype characters for my mastermind group. It's due Tuesday night. That's exciting. Using the sprints to read through my zero draft and pull out character notes. I can really get to know these characters. I love that. I really admire zero draft writers. I kind of was doing that a little bit with my final day of the Rough Draft Challenge. I was just sort of zero drafting it, kind of, and putting snippets of dialogue, and this could happen here. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. 8:15 for Aria. Good job. 5:49 for Cheryl. I heard a discussion about beer, and I was like, huh, where did you hear? And with us, I have no idea. 9 bread rolls. The dough had proved, so I couldn't leave it. Yep, gotta do it. Gotta do it. That's still productive. Was gonna switch from my phone to my laptop, but the laptop said nope. Is it not charged? My book is coming along slower than I thought, but it's also my first book, so I'm just figuring things out. Sierra, that's so exciting. First book romance, that old time of like, oh, it's the very first book. It's a special time, so enjoy it. This is my 6th book. Haven't published anything yet. Not sure I ever will. It's just fun to write my stories. 50 plus romance. That is a emerging genre. I feel like more and more people are looking for that. So if you do decide to publish, you could probably find some good success there. Editing today, so there aren't going to be word counts. Love the sprints. Yeah, I'm kind of editing too. All the cardboard boxes are shredded and ready for the trash. Good job. So if you are just joining us, we're doing sprints throughout the day with Double Down Day, and various people are doing cooking and cleaning and decluttering, and a lot of us are doing writing or editing. So just jump in and join. I'm playing in Canva too, working on a new cover for my HB90 this quarter. I love it. Almost made my first 500 of the day. Good job. Random non-writing question. Did you ever get the birthstone necklace back made from your previous wedding stone ring? No, or wedding ring stone? No, I haven't. So she's got all the stones, but I have not been able to put the money down to finish the design because it's going to be several $1,000s. And so I'm like, okay, well, we're just going to wait. We're going to wait. But she's got the stones in her vault, so I don't have it yet. But she keeps asking me about it. 2026 planning. 2:15, taking a break from hockey rom-coms and process to go through my source book for shared fantasy universe before next week's author call. Okay, Carla, that sounds good. It's just being super slow. I got it. All right, you guys. This is good. So Mila says, I'm going to pause time. Time is pausing. What's the difference between zero draft, skeleton, and first draft? So I think that zero draft and skeleton draft, somebody correct me, I think those are pretty much interchangeable type of concepts. It's just this idea of you're not actually writing the scenes fleshed out at all. You're just kind of telling yourself what the story is going to be. And so, for example, you might say, um, almost like you're writing a screenplay. Bex goes into the room and she sees her best friend and she's packing her suitcase, this kind of thing is happening. And in this scene, such and such happens. And then maybe you stop and you write what their dialogue is going to be really quickly. And then you write back to kind of exposition. Um, Skeleton draft, I think, is often the same thing, except for some people, skeleton draft is just, I'm only going to write the action or I'm only going to write the dialogue with little snippets of what happens in between. But I think they're pretty interchangeable for a lot of people. First draft, though, is when you're actually writing the words, the scenes, how the story will be, rather than sort of telling yourself the story. Does that make sense? And if I'm wrong about that or you disagree, feel free to put that in the comments. Yay! Thank you for creating the rough draft challenge. Finished my first zero draft ever because of it. That is so exciting. I'm so proud of you. My difference is in a zero draft, it's just me putting words on the page in a very rough way, whereas a first draft, I include more detail and discussion in each scene. So for Fiona, it is more words on the page. So I don't know exactly, but I know that when is it Katie that came up with the idea of zero draft when she was talking about it, it sounded more like you kind of are talking about what happens in the scene, almost like you're outlining it, and then you write a few things if they come to mind. But I think it kind of means something different for everybody. But either way, zero draft means rough, like it's not fleshed out at all, but a rough draft can also be rough. I think of a zero draft as an expanded outline. Oh, you've got a pen name. That's so exciting. Bree Harlow. I love it. I love that name. That is a really cool name. I always think of a zero draft as a brain dump and first draft as turning the brain dump into a readable book. Yeah, I like that. I like that as well. With a lot of telling language. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that is kind of how I see it as well, but there's no rules. Call it what you want. Example. So then you should write something that really lets the reader see X character being in Y setting. Ooh, have the line, and then actually writing the line. Yeah. So I only first draft my books too, but I did actually try it and it was working well. I was enjoying it. I have my first new YouTube video to edit and post too that I need to get done. Yeah, I love this. Be sure to mark it as a zero draft so you don't freak out later and think, what was I writing? Oh, that's funny. All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and keep working. So it is 15 after. So when we do 25 minutes, we will be at 40. So we might get another one in, but probably not. This will probably be the last sprint, and then we'll do a little bit of chatting, and then we'll take a 10-minute break before Jen's sprints next. So this will be our last one. So do your stretches if you haven't gotten up and grabbed a water or stretched your body or moved your legs a little bit. Feel free to do that now. Take care of your body. And we've got 14 seconds to prep and then 25 minutes on the clock and our final sprint of the morning. And then Jen will be up next. So I'll make a comment and see if I can pin it to the top for you guys. Okay, everybody, that is going to be our sprints. We still do have 20 minutes, but we're going to chat. We're going to chat, and then Jen will be on. We'll take a 10-minute break between now and Jen starting. How did everybody do? I know. The sprint is already almost over. I know it goes so fast. You got your Q1 printed and double-sided. Good job. That's so exciting. I need to go print mine as well. Alyssa says, I've decided to write a hockey romance novel for my novel this month. So fun. That is so fun. That was fast. I agree. Jeremy, $4.99. Woo woo. Love it. You're doing great. What are you writing, by the way? I don't know if I've asked you that. Have fun brainstorming for New Year. I got past my block. Yay, Sierra. Good job. Video editing done. 6:14. What? Ines Johnson is here. Draft of an outline for my next later in life romance. We need to plan like this, maybe this week. We need to plan a just planner setup, Zoom call, friend hangout. It's good to see you here. 6:33. I'm so close to finishing this book. Probably one more sprint for this chapter and then just the epilogue. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. You're so close. You could do it today. Literally, you could do it. Wow, I almost made 1,000 for the day in that last sprint. That's so good. You're so close. I posted a quick TikTok. I'm adding to my YouTube for now about the concept of fear and not giving up. Yes, heck yes, do it. I worked on adding a new chapter, almost got it done. Someone asked about the difference between Save the Cat and Save the Cat Writes a Screenplay. So Save the Cat original is about screenplays, and then Save the Cat Writes a Novel is about novels. But honestly, I have read them both, and the genres they talk about, the percentages, what happens in each section is the same. It's just that Jessica Brody takes what was originally in the screenplay version and translates it into novel speak. So you get more specific examples from like Girl on a Train and Hunger Games and why am I not thinking of the Stephen King one? Misery. So you get more specific examples in the Writes a Novel version. It's definitely worth getting. I've read them both and I had aha moments in both because in the original you get Blake Snyder's take on it as a screenwriter, which I think is really good for pacing as well. So I think they're both worth reading. Got some good editing done. Have to go to work at my side job in a couple hours. Hopefully I can finish editing before I go. I hope so. 1,500 words of my suspenseful romance. Why choose? So good. My MMC's why now so I can get through the conflict. Sierra, I'm so excited for you. I love hearing about writers with their first book. Like anything is possible for you. That just is so exciting. 500 words in the final draft of my debut novel. Final draft. Oh my gosh, you're getting so close to being done. Going through my ebooks for suggestions, making sure I hit all the books. How many do you get to suggest? Just like your one book, or do you get like a list that you give them? Finish my initial brainstorm for book 2 in the RDC workbook. Lots of extra note sheets included for sure. $6.97 on book 2 and Why Choose Horror. Oh, a Why Choose Horror series. Hello. That sounds incredible. Thanks, Sarah. Accomplished so much. Time to double down on some donuts. I would love to double down on some donuts right now. Oh, George brought me a rose. Isn't it so pretty? This is just from our garden. He was like, it's so pretty. And it's been freezing some here. So like how this little guy is surviving, I don't know, but that was very sweet of him. Almost done with the newsletter. The rest of the month will be all planning and word count here for you anytime. I love you. Still typing up red pen edits. Listen, you got 100 pages. I know you did. I'm proud of you. I don't think it was all in this one sprint, but so far. Reorganized my first 5 chapters. It's flowing much better now. Going through Picture Ideal Life workbook. So excited for YPF and HB90. Can't wait for the YPF workbook. Yeah, I'm working on it. I have this time of year, it's always one of those things where I have my own dominoes in place and I'm just like, okay, got this done, got this done, got this done. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I don't want it to end. I have to go blow leaves when we're done. They never stop falling in New England. Ah, man, that's annoying. We have no leaves in our yard at all because we have no trees. We have like 3 scraggly trees. They're terrible. Good job, Cheryl, 566. Emptied a drawer, pushed it all across the room and decluttered what goes in and what goes somewhere else. And oh, my timer's still going. Go away. 7:45. I didn't expect my sprinting to go so far. Thanks so much. I'm so glad, Heather. Chapter 3 edits. Woohoo. Not writing, but getting a fresh story plotted. Love that, book nerd. 1729 of plotting done during the stream. Cat, that's so good. 1166 had to dictate part of it as my wrist is starting to act up. Well, I hate that your wrist is acting up, but that's such a good word count. Ordered my HB90s for the entire year because I have it printed out for me. Then I planned out the next 8 scenes. This book might end up being 3. Yeah, I feel you on that. That is like always it. I just texted my friends because I've got all of my act 1 filled in. Basically, episode 1, for anybody that was listening to A Mirror of Shadows as I was reading it, episode 1 has now become act 1. So I'm adding a lot of stuff to that. And so this book that I thought was going to be 36,000 words because it was trying to be short is going to be a good 75,000 words. So this is just how my life goes. We do the best we can. Went through some notes and printed HB90 to start brainstorming for tomorrow. New Harry Potter notebook. My name is Lauren for all 3 sprints. I got 1669, almost finished another chapter. Good job, Lauren. What prep do we need to do prior to tomorrow's planning live stream? So I'll just say it again that tomorrow, it's already scheduled here on this channel from 3 to 5 p.m.-ish tomorrow. Might not go quite 2 hours, but we'll see how it goes. We are doing a Plan Your Writing Year live stream, which we do every year, where we will just take a look at your entire year and try to strategize what you're writing, how many projects you can realistically fit in. If you are publishing, how many books you want to publish or how you want to start querying agents. We're going to start talking about all of that stuff. But I would say the best thing that you can do is the workbook is already in the resource library at the top in the 2026 writing plan. If you are not on my newsletter and you want to grab that workbook, the link to join the newsletter is down below. Get that printed out if you want, or put it on your iPad or whatever, and go ahead and be looking ahead to your calendar for next year of like, are you going on vacation? Do you have like birth dates that you know you're going to be like traveling to go visit somebody? If you want to look back at this previous year and sort of add up, how many words did you write, or how many, like if you looked back at January, February, each month individually, about how did each month go in terms of how much writing you did or how long it took you to edit. You don't have to know very specific stuff, but we are going to use some of that information if you have it. Yes, there's Save the Cat Writes Horror. There's also Save the Cat Writes for TV, which I have found also really good. Are there more? Is it just those? What do you do when you have a story and thousands of words written, but you're frozen on how to write the first chapter? This is a hard question to answer quickly, but I would say if you're frozen on how to write the first chapter, is it that you know what happens in the first chapter, or you don't know what happens in the first chapter? Because I think that sometimes for me, I don't even get the first chapter right until I've hit the end of the book. So I wouldn't put too much pressure on that first chapter if you're still working on your first draft. Just any placeholder, anything like that, and don't worry too much about it. Because for me, if you're not having clarity about that first chapter, it might just be because a lot of times the first chapter of your book is going to mirror the final image of the book as well. Like whatever happens will mirror in some way. And so you might find that you just don't have clarity yet about that first chapter, but it depends on so many different factors in terms of like what genre you're writing, other things like that. But sometimes what I like to think about when you're thinking about that very first image, the very first thing is, what is your character? What do you want people to know about your character when they first meet them? What is the thing that's going to make them care most about that character? like since we were talking about Hunger Games, it's like that very first moment that you see Katniss getting up with her family sleeping, and you get this really good idea of what their life is like in District 12. And then she goes out with her bow. Like, you get a really good sense of Katniss right from that first scene because of that first chapter. So think about your character first and be thinking, what do I want the audience to really know about this character? And also think about the genre. Is this an action? Do we want to start with something that just pulls the reader in and they're like, whoa, what's happening? Or is it like is it a romance? Do we see their life before things change? That kind of thing. That might be helpful, but I don't think that's really enough, probably. Hit my 3K goal for my gay space Bridgerton. You're writing a gay space Bridgerton. How did I not know this? Moving on to self-edits for Gay Vampire Ghostbusters meets Knives Out. So it's ready for Jenna to edit. Well, I love your comparisons, but gay space Bridgerton sounds so good. I'm so excited for Bridgerton coming out next year. I'm writing a standalone urban contemporary romance for my Avery Couture romance pen name. Awesome. Love it. Urban contemporary romance. Just got Save the Cat Writes Horror. Just bought it. I just got it. Yeah. I have a copy of Save the Cat too. I recommend using Notion to organize your storyboard in the database. It's been a lifesaver for me. I am going to be testing out Novelio. Has anybody here used that yet? It's a new program that is kind of like Scrivener with a beefier series Bible stuff. I don't know exactly how to describe it yet, but I'm gonna be trying that. And when I do, I will let you guys know if it's any good. Dun dun dun. Okay, I'm just kind of going through. How do you guys feel about handwriting versus typing? I'm trying a little bit of both. I handwrite a lot of my notes, but never my story personally. But you could ask Jen in the next stream because she has always sort of done a lot of handwriting with her books. I met my goal in November for the first time ever. So I'm using Rough Draft Challenge for word tracking December, already ahead of the curve for December. Yay. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. YPF is next. As soon as you've got it ready. I love setting up new planner pages. Yep. I'm working on it. I'm working on it this weekend. Hopefully I'll have it soon. No need to worry about leaves in my corner of New England as I have a couple of inches of snow outside. Oh my gosh. I would love to see snow in Texas this year, but, only in a safe way. So excited for tomorrow. I even told my husband he knows I need time to myself. Then definitely take your time. Just printed my first annual goals, HB90. It is a chunker. Yes. Oh my gosh. I love it. It's like this thick. It's so good. There's also Kill the Dog. Is that a joke or is that real? Save the Cat. Oh, there is Save the Cat Writes YA. Yes, you're right. You're right. And that's also by Jessica Brody. I've heard that's actually good. The first chapter stresses everybody out. I need some gay spaced Bridgerton. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, Inka, we need the link to this book when it comes out. I just finished reading through the Novel Smithies blog series on 3-act structure. I found it to add some clarity to what I learned from Save the Cat. Kill the Dog is not a joke, a real writing book. Okay, I'm going to check that out. Thank you. I have never heard of that, but I love it. It's cheeky. I use Notion for planning everything. I'm trying out Emberwrite beta for drafting. Yeah, so tomorrow we will have our Plan Your Writing Year live stream. I'm so excited for that. If you can print out your workbook, great. If you don't want to print, that's fine too. I should have next year I'll make a fillable one, but I didn't have time for that this year. But it should be really fun. We're going to have a good time. And then next weekend is the New Year planning bundle. So we have Your Path Forward on Friday and Saturday, and then HB90 Bootcamp starts on Sunday. If you want to come join us, this is the best time to join because it's going to be fresh and it's going to be really good energy. I can already feel it. Like a lot of clarity is coming through, I think. The workbook for tomorrow is in the resource library, and it's at the top in a folder called 2026 Writing Plan. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. There's a Monday start, a mixed start, and then digital versions as well if you want to do it on your iPad. Rest in peace, my iPad, which is now dead. but I will use my Samsung. And I think that's kind of all the news, right? It didn't work on your iPad. Were you using it on? It works on my Samsung, but I can't test it on the iPad now. Sorry to hear that. It's just a PDF. So, all right, you guys, thanks so much for being here. We're going to take a little bit of 5 minutes. I said 10, but of course I talk more than I thought. We are going to, oh yeah, the admin application, if you would like to host sprints with the Heart Breathing's writing community, is in yesterday's email if you are on my list. If not, reach out through social media and we will get you an application, but you should be on my list. There's a lot of great resources there for you. But otherwise, thank you so much for being part of today's live stream, for supporting the Heart Breathing's writing community and my channel. If you are not subscribed here, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button and head over to Jen's sprints. We've got sprints going on all day. All right. Love you guys. I will see you next time.